Hari Om, good evening. Lovely to see you here. Hope you had a lovely week. And if not, we'll make up for it tonight somehow. So, while others are joining in, we can make our preparations for Shantipat. Making all the familiar adjustments that you might need in order for the body to be comfortable and relaxed and steady. Take a few deep breaths in and out. Filling and emptying the lungs more fully than you would normally, but without strain, without too much effort. If the eyes are open, gently close them and feel this movement inside the body. And now returning to normal breath, natural breath. Begin to observe the sensations in the body, the quality of the posture that you're sitting in. Feel that the weight of the body is evenly distributed throughout the base. The spine, neck and head are in alignment. And forgetting about the curves of the spine, feel that the spine is a straight column extending from the base all the way to the top of the neck and further up the top back of the head. Rolling the shoulders back a little, relaxing the arms and the whole body. You can make gentle movements side to side and front and back to discover that natural center. When you feel that the right and the left side are in balance, like the arms of an old-fashioned scale. Be aware of the whole body together, from top of the head to the tips of the toes, tips of the fingers. Releasing any tight areas that you may find. Then shift the focus back to the movement of natural breath. And observe the flow inside the nostrils. Each and every inhalation and exhalation are observed. And as the awareness is connected with the flow of the breath, feel the connection with the flow of the present moment. Letting go of any thoughts of the past or future. And along with releasing the tensions in the body, let go of any cares and worries. Bringing the awareness fully into the here and now. Now, taking the awareness into the space between the eyebrows, begin to visualize here a steady, luminous flame. Spend a few moments creating this mental image in the space between the eyebrows. gazing upon this light, we will chant the mantra Om 3 times altogether, followed by the Shanti mantras also altogether. For Om chanting, take a long deep breath in. Sahana vavatu, sahana bhunaktu, sahaviryam karavavahai, tejasvinavadhitamastu, ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Keeping the awareness between the eyebrows, or if you wish, let the awareness descend into the heart space and visualizing a bright flame there. Prepare for the chanting of Sadguru Gayatri, which we'll sing altogether 11 times. First round from here, then 11 times altogether. Om Shivanandaya Vidmahe Satyanandaya Dhimahi Tanno Sadguru Prachodayat. 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 Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Observing the body, the breath, the vibrations of the mantras for a few moments. The internal space of the body as well as the environment around you at the same time. Externalizing the mind slowly. When you feel ready, begin to move. And before opening the eyes, practice palming at least one time. Hari Om Tat Sat. Welcome to you all once again. In today's session, we will of course do a fair bit of mantra practice, but also the subject of Dharma will be discussed, because it seems that the awareness of Dharma as something that is universal, universally applicable, and related with a shared sense of reality is something that is sorely lacking in our current way of life, especially in the West. And I must admit that even though we have been exposed to the beautiful stories about Rama and the theory and practice of Dharma has been elucidated so much by our masters, there is some deeply ingrained kind of aversion to the idea of life according to rules, disciplines, and even perhaps due to the influence of Buddhism, which talks about Dharma very much in relation to the specific Buddhist path, which is fine, but there's always this connotation that it has something to do with either religion or some kind of structuring, some kind of limitation when we talk about boundaries, living within boundaries, and so on. And that it has something to do with some kind of authority, that we are being given some rules to follow in life. And when we understand Dharma from its original meaning, from the from even the root that it comes out of, the root of the word Dharma is dhr, very nice little word, which means to hold together, to support, something that binds, something that connects, something that glues together, something that builds, constructs, unites. And adharma is then the opposite of that, something that separates, something that's destructive. And this is both in our personal life, in society, in our immediate environment, in the smallest behaviors that we do, mental, emotional, physical actions. It comes in every single aspect of life. And Rama, the embodiment or the incarnation of Lord Vishnu, who is the sustainer of the universe, That itself gives some idea. Rama is the embodiment of that which sustains, that which creates, that which um, holds together, that which gives life. Narayana, of course, is the name of Vishnu, related with water, the ocean, from which all life sprang, after all. So Rama is described in the scriptures as Maryada Purushottama. Purushottama means the perfect man, the perfect person, the perfect human being. And Maryada is an interesting word. It means honor, it means boundaries, it means moral order, ethical order. And so Rama is the embodiment of that. And of course, when we think of the historical Rama, maybe any kind of embodied being has some sort of imperfections and so on. But the beauty of the Indian approach to history is that for the purpose of learning from history, all these little details are glossed over, removed, and instead we get this ideal that is both a human being that we can picture and the representation of all the best qualities that one can aspire to have. And so if there is no room for error, no room for mistakes and so on, we can all aspire towards that perfection, of course, knowing that to attain perfection is impossible, but to chase it is essential, necessary, inevitable, if we want to progress in spiritual life. And as we will hopefully see from the few bits that I have collected for this, and I think the next also session, is that Dharma has nothing to do with following some kind of external rules imposed by some kind of tradition, but rather it is this very, very universal principle where we align our own deepest nature. This is called swabhava. Our own nature. Swa means one's own, and bhava means nature, or it means all kinds of things, including sentiment. It all comes together, and that we can align that, our own nature, with the larger dharma, with the larger environment, so that we remain accountable to our relationships, to our relationship with the work we do, with the people that we are connected with, humanity as in general, and so on. It depends on all of our conditioning, all of our background, all of our ways in which we strive towards that perfection, how much we can embody this in one way or other. And so it is very much opposite to the tendency that we often see in the modern world, where people identify with the various fleeting elements of the ego and the mind, and various labels are created, and combinations of those labels, and people are then split into smaller and smaller groups, each with their own little label, and then the connection with one's own inner nature is lost, and rather than that, we connect with something that is a made-up kind of intellectual thing, maybe from the influence of the environment or social media or whatever it may be. And as much as we can connect with that inner nature, the more we can connect with that, the more we also realize that we have so much more in common with other people than we allow ourselves to understand if we obsess about those very superficial characteristics that give us those external labels. And so this concept of dharma really should be understood on a deep level, so that we have some kind of roadmap, that we have some sort of guidance, which does not necessarily come from one tradition or the other. Of course, it is good to adopt a system that is proven to work, but we always have to know and feel and understand that whatever system it is that we adopt, it has to be in line with our own nature, with our own expression. And then we have some sort of guardrails. Then we always, well, not always, but more and more, we know what to do, how to behave at any given time, so that we are in line with this principle of Dharma, that which to act in a way that connects rather than separates, that constructs rather than destroys. And surely there is this element of crystallization that if we can behave like this, then also things around us will change in a way that will support our environment also to express the best side of themselves. And the stories of Rama, which are very, very beautiful, especially when you read them in the later version of Ramayana called Ramacharita, which is a very favorite, very popular book in our ashrams and of course many places, for the reason that Tulsidas, the author of Ramayana, of Ramacharita, incorporates this concept of dharma with also bhakti, the evolution of our emotions, the purification of emotions, with the concept of Vedanta, this idea of oneness, that there is only one reality, one existence, and any kind of separation and distinction is an illusion to be realized as such, so that then the oneness can ultimately be experienced as myself being the same as the self of any other being. And so when one has that kind of vision, or even a taste of that vision, then all behavior changes naturally in terms of compassion, connection. These things come naturally, not just with other people, but with nature, with animals and so on. And so with just developing this one understanding of the one concept of dharma, we then tackle, like this terrible saying, we don't kill just two birds with one stone, but a whole flock of them. But of course, we're not killing any birds here. That's very adharmic. So before we begin our journey into the stories of Rama and some more insights on the concept of dharma, we shall tune in into that Rama energy with the chanting of Rama Gayatri. And the Gayatris, as we may remember, are generally used to invoke that basic energy of whatever we're trying to invoke. So I'll put that on the screen. It's a bit of a mouthful, but we'll go quite slowly. We'll repeat this Gayatri 27 times. Dasharatha is the very illustrious father of Rama, this King Dasharatha, and Sita is an embodiment of the cosmic mother, who in this story acts as Rama's wife and queen. But we don't need to think about that. We just focus on the sound. And if you can manage to follow the mantra with the eyes closed, perhaps through listening, or once you are familiar with the words, then please do so. Otherwise, keep on reading and try to pronounce every syllable as best you can without worrying about making mistakes. Dasharathatmajaya vidmahe Sita Vallabhaya dhimahi Tanno Ramah prachodayat. Om Dasharathatmajaya vidmahe Sita Vallabhaya dhimahi Tanno Ramah prachodayat. ॐ दशरथात्मजाय विद्महे सीतावल्लभाय धीमहि तन्नो रामः प्रचोदयात्। 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 ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ओम्। Observing the effects of the chanting for a few moments, letting go of any mental effort that may have gone into it. Let us reflect for a few moments on the importance of Dharma in relation to the four aims of life, known as the Purusharthas, the efforts that one should make in life. They are known as Artha, the effort to acquire the necessary material possessions and prosperity. Not hoarding wealth, but the acquisition of what is needed to survive and to thrive in life. Then we have Kama, known in other contexts as lust. Here it means emotional fulfillment, which includes relationships on various levels, various types of relationship that give us that sense of connection that we need as human beings. Then we have Dharma, which we have started to talk about. The need to live righteously, right living, proper living. And moksha, the effort to attain liberation. Liberation from the material identification and connection with the ultimate source of our existence, the higher self. Dharma seems to stand out of all four, rather than seeing them all as four equal parts of this pie of purusharthas, of the efforts. Rather, it is something that informs all of them, or rather should inform all of them, for the other ones to be balanced, to be fruitful. And it is something that needs to be taken care of throughout our entire life. When we think of artha, the material fulfillment, for many people this is a time-limited effort. One works and accumulates wealth for as long as it is necessary. And then this purushartha can recede slightly into the background, or at least that's how it used to be. Now many people have to struggle for much longer, but still, it is not something that we are born with, this need to fulfill ourselves materially. Karma, even so, there is the need for emotional connection, for fulfillment in relationships, But as we age, we gradually not outgrow completely this need, but it becomes less prominent in life. And moksha, this is something that comes into our life at its appointed time. This desire for liberation is not something we can just decide on or bring it in. But the thought should be there that ultimately the material world and our identification with it is not the final goal of life. But in many people's lives, this stays in the background for much of life, if not all of it. Dharma, however, is the element with which we need to imbue all these other efforts. If material acquisition is not controlled or informed by Dharma, it becomes obsession with wealth, with money, with possessions, as we see so much in our current times. Kama, when it is not imbued with Dharma, leads to all kinds of obsessions, emotional, sexual, what have you. And even moksha, when it is not balanced by Dharma, it can lead to extreme form of asceticism, which Krishna warns us against in the Bhagavad Gita. And so we see that if we really focus on this element of Dharma, then all other endeavors in life will be more likely to bring good results, harmonious results to us and those around us. There are many different examples in the life of Rama, which he shows us in the Ramayana. Too many to mention all of them here. But just as an example of how his story is one that is universal, because it relates to something that doesn't change from age to age, no matter how much societal structures or technology may evolve. So you can keep your eyes closed or open as you like for this. Rama is a prince living in a powerful kingdom, and he has a father who is extremely principled. And it so happens that one of his father's wives, known as called Kaikeyi, for reasons that are not necessary to explain here, forces the king to send Rama to exile. Well, actually the reason is that the king has many sons, has 4 sons, and she wants her own son to be the successor to the king rather than Rama, who is the firstborn. And because the king has given this woman his word that he would do anything she asks when she asks it, he cannot refuse. But then he even begs Rama not to go into exile because he loves him so much. But Rama knows that that would be against Dharma. And so for the sake of his father, so that his father wouldn't break his word on his dying bed as a king, he accepts 14 years of exile in a forest. And so from a prince, he turns into a penniless, wandering mendicant. And many of his brothers also follow because they respect Rama so much. And there are those rare people who will not break their word, even if the circumstances in which the promise was given change so much that it would be socially or socially acceptable or acceptable by the environment that they would break the promise. They will not, simply because doing so will increase that inner integrity, the power of character. And when we meet such people, we should definitely try and be inspired by them, be in their presence, because this kind of quality is rare. And when we surround ourselves with people of a higher moral quality, then that kind of rubs on us, which is why it's so very useful to spend some time in the ashram in the presence of the master and other people who also are trying to live life according to a higher kind of moral law rather than according to their own whims and desires. There is another story from that forest, or from one of the forests. There was a lot of traveling in Rama's story. In fact, the word Ramayana means the travels of Rama, the journey of Rama. He meets an elderly woman from a low caste called Shabari. And her devotion is so powerful that even though various other yogis are trying to get Rama to visit them to have his vision, darshan it's called, he goes straight to Shabari because the strength of her devotion is so great. And she has no formal training. She doesn't know how to do the worship. She knows that she should offer Rama some fruits, but she doesn't know which fruits are the best, so she eats half of each berry, and when they're sweet enough, she puts it in the basket and gives it to Rama, who, remember, is the prince from a very high society. And because he sees that this is all done with the best intentions in heart, he accepts it wholeheartedly. And not only so, but he treats Shabari as the saint that she really is, and explains the entire theory of bhakti yoga, which we till today know from the story and follow, to her and not to all those high-flying yogis with their self-styled importance. So this is again something that is a trait of personality that many people who have this kind of vision, who have the some way of connecting with that higher, deeper self, they treat everyone with an equal vision, and they that they address, let's say, a cleaner in a company with the same presence, with the same attention as they would the CEO of that company. And again, this is something that is not entirely unheard of. This is not something that you need to be a saint in order to practice. I'm sure many of us have met people like that, and perhaps even expressed and been in that situation where you can be like that. It's where we don't pay attention to the external labels or to the illusion of class and status, but instead we really see the depth and the quality, the high moral quality of a person, and then it doesn't matter who they are, where they come from, and we can treat them with the highest respect. And this kind of equal vision is also apparent when Rama is joined by the various groups of people, and not even people, but animals, monkeys, squirrels, bears. He treats all of these beings as his friends, as his family. Again, from the royal family to the family of kindred souls. And this complete lack of care for what are people going to say that I hang out with Hanuman, the monkey, and Jambavanta, the bear, and so on. It doesn't even cross his mind, and rather he treats them as he would treat his own, because they are his own. So none of these appropriate boundaries take place in there. And just one more, I'll leave the rest for next time. In the story of Rama, his wife Sita gets kidnapped by the evil demon Ravana, the king of Lanka. And so the whole story is about how Rama needs to get to her and free her from the bondage, which itself is full of symbolical meaning, but about that later. And along the way, he meets towards the start of the war, there is a defector in the army of Ravana the demon, his own brother called Vibhishana, who is actually a strong devotee of Lord Vishnu, even while being a demon. And so when he recognizes Rama as the incarnation of Lord Vishnu, he wants to join him and serve him. And everyone in Rama's camp is saying, don't accept him. This could be a trap. He's a demon. And this does nothing to Rama. He says, if even Ravana himself came here with an honest intention, I would welcome him too. There's no need to treat your enemy forever as an enemy if they have made the right resolve. And giving this chance to redemption, to evolution, which is again something that is possible, is visible in many great good people today, but it is not something that is highlighted in conversations about our society. So, with this in mind, let these thoughts settle, and as we do so, make ourselves comfortable. We'll practice another mantra of Rama. Did I say Rama? Oh God. Rama. The R sound is very important there. And it is known as the Bija mantra, the seed mantra of Rama, although there are several. It's very simple, so I'm not going to put it on the screen. It is simply Om Ram Ramaya Namaha. And we'll practice this as a japa. And before we do so, let us reflect for a few moments on how these thoughts about Dharma can become not just thoughts, but how we can recognize the seeds of these qualities within us, because they are within us all. Even within the most inappropriate, destructive person at the core, we all have these qualities which can manifest. And in fact, the author of the original Ramayana, Valmiki, he was initially known as Ratnakar, and he was a robber, and he killed a lot of people. But thanks to the grace of Rama and the repetition of the name of Rama, he became a great poet and saint, and spent his entire life doing good, undoing all the evil that he had caused earlier. And so let us reflect for a few moments on how we can best not begin. I'm sure there is something that we already do along the path of Dharma, but how we can reinforce it, how we can make it more a part of our lives and become a force for good in the world. If you have a mala, you can join me in the counting. Otherwise, simply join me whenever you're ready. I'll chant the first round from here, and then 108 times all together at the same pace. It's good to keep the awareness fixed in a area where it is natural for you to fix it, whether it's the heart space or the eyebrow center area. Once you have decided, visualize a bright light there, so that whenever the mind may wander, you have a single steady place to return to, from which to observe the vibrations, strengthen the resolve. Join me whenever you're ready. Om Ram Ramaya Namaha. 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 Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari with the eyes closed, observe the breath, the sensations in the body, the experiences of the body and mind, the emotions. The name of Rama is said to be extremely powerful. It is said that Shiva himself whispers the name of Ram into those who are leaving their physical body and are fit for that liberation from material identification. The word Ram is also related with the Manipura chakra, the seat of not only prana and energy, but also willpower, determination, steadfastness, all these things that we need if we are to follow the path of Dharma, being true to our own nature, regardless of any pressures from the outside. But the Manipur chakra has to be balanced with a strong Anahata chakra also, so that it doesn't lead to arrogance and self-centered behavior and overpowering others, but rather it is used for good, just like in the life of Rama himself. We shall now sing a short kirtan with the words Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya 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 Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram 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 Jaya Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Keeping the eyes closed and the body comfortable. Take your awareness into the space in front of the closed eyes. And reflect for a few moments on what has been heard so far about Dharma as exemplified by Sri Ram. And on a practical level, the questions we need to ask ourselves are quite simple, really. How can I be a better ... friend, mother, father, relative, brother, sister? How can I best serve? How can I be better in expressing my inner nature in its best form, the higher nature, as opposed to the more animal, physical nature that also is part of our life experience? Not because someone told me so, but because I know that that is the right thing to do. With this, take the focus to the space between the eyebrows. Let the mind rest there, fixed on the image of a bright burning flame. Flame of wisdom, clarity, focus, inspiration and guidance. Gazing upon this light, we will chant Om 3 times and the Shantipat all together. Take a deep breath in. Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma mritangamaya sarvesham swastir bhavatu sarvesham shantir bhavatu sarvesham purnam bhavatu sarvesham mangalam bhavatu loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Trayambakam yajamahe sugandhim pushtivardhanam urvarukamiva bandhanat mrityormukshiyamamritat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Externalizing the awareness gradually, moving and opening your eyes in your own time, perhaps after practicing some palming. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for joining. Thank you all for being here. And I hope I'll see you for the next part next week. Hari Om. All the best. Have a wonderful evening, weekend, and all other times that wait you. Hari Om. Good night.